Yeah, so guys, you're welcome again. You're welcome. So in this video, I'd love us to go on at the analysis. I want us to make some analysis on the GBP JPY. The GBP JPY. I'd love us to go on some analysis on the GBP JPY. So what are we checking on the GBP JPY? Let's start from the weekly time frame. As you all know, these days I love to start my analysis and from the top down. I start from the top down because I usually tell you, and I always say it, when you start from the top down, when you know what's happening, I use this analogy of the map. You know what, you know where you are, you know the current trend in the market before you jump into the market. You know what's happening in the market before jumping into the market. You don't just blindly go into the market. You understand what I'm saying? So the market is making a series of what higher highs and higher lows, as you can see here. So the market is making a series of higher high and higher lows. So we call that uptrend. So this is the trend of the market. This is an uptrend from what? The weekly time frame. This is from the weekly time frame. So each candle you see here moves, opens and closes within a week. So all these candles you have seen here is from let me say from here, March 23rd 2020 to this January 2025. So it's almost 4 years or 5 years now. Yeah, it's almost 4 years now. The market has been on an uptrend, so we can't buy immediately from here because it's an uptrend. And this is kind of like a weekly time zone, a weekly time frame. So what this means is that the market is kind of like the price we can't buy from here because of the capital, maybe the capital you are using now. And if you have a more like suitable capital, you can go in on a buy. You understand what I'm saying? So but let's come down more to a lower time frame, like the daily time frame. Okay, so the daily time frame, since we know it's a higher high now, what are we looking into? We are looking for our entry on what? On a buy. So no signals of sell. We are not looking for sales here in this trade. Can you understand what I'm saying? Our attention is no longer on a sell. So one thing I learned again is that once you come into the market, you have to make sure your attention is on one thing. The first time I came into this market, I was looking for both buy and sell. What's happening? So immediately I know that this is an uptrend, higher high, higher lows. I know that, okay, I am looking for a buy. In this market, me personally, I'm looking for a buy. The market might retest, it might sell, retest, sell, pull back up, retest, but I'm not checking for the retest. You understand what I'm saying? I am looking forward to buying after the retest. After every retest, I'm looking forward to buying. So that's one thing I am looking forward to buying. So let's see what's happening here. So you might be confused of this line which I have drawn. So since you are looking for, let me delete some of the line. I'll draw it again definitely. But for you to understand why those lines they are there, I have to delete them so you understand what we are saying here. Okay, so this is the as you can see here is our outer trend line, which is the weekly time frame, the trend line which you can see there. So that's our outer trend line. So it was here before. The market breaks upon the trend line. It breaks the trend line to say. So it breaks this trend line. You can see here, it breaks the trend line, this inner trend line. You can see the market comes here, reverses back, break it to this place here, which you can see this previous low. The market comes back to this previous low. What happened after then? It didn't make a series of it didn't make a lower low. It didn't break below this previous low. What happened? It retested on that zone. It went back up again. It retested on that zone. It went back up. Retesting on this trend line. What happened? The market come back down. You understand what I'm saying? Please let me zoom in. Sorry. I want you to get what I'm saying here. Okay, so it's bold now. Okay, so from here the market breaks down, comes here, retest on this zone, on this rejection zone, retest, go back, retest on this our inner trend line. This is the retest, and the retest comes also in this point of interest. So after the retest, it's formed. I want to tell you about this one now, this resistance line. I've tell you about the support that is broken already, so, and it has retest. So this trend line is no longer valid here, but I'll show you something why it's still there. So I now drew this one, making here the 0.2 of this resistance trend line. The 0.2 also hit the 0.2. It came back here, coming to the 0.3. I always tell you my 0.3 breaks. So coming here to the 0.3, what happened? It breaks. After the break, so these two trend lines, they are no longer, this one is no longer valid. So if it's not valid, what are we going to do with it? I'm not going to delete it. This is what I'm going to do with it. Since here is no longer the 0.2, or this, sorry, here is no longer the 0.2. Here, since here, which you can see is no longer the 0.2, we have to find a new 0.2. And where are we going to make our 0.2? The previous low, which is where? Here. This is our previous low. So making here now is our 0.2 in our inner trend line. You understand what I'm saying? So our 0.2 is no longer here. We are deleting here. So here is now our 0.2. Our 0.2 now is riding to the upside. I'll call this one, or this out. Let's not mind, or let's not consider these pullbacks for now. Let's consider the main trend. You understand what you are saying? So after this 0.2, it's going to make a high above this one, above this previous high, making it a higher high again, or making equal high. Then the market reverses back down. But for now, we are looking forward to sell, so we are not looking at that side. So the market comes here making 0.2. Since then, what have you seen? Higher high. Here is a low. Here is a low. What? Here. Higher low. Higher low. Sorry, lower high. Higher low. So here also is what? A lower high. A higher low to say, sorry. Here is a higher low because it's higher than this previous low. So it's a higher low. So another higher low here. This is what we are I'm seeing. I'm seeing that we'll make a new higher low here. let me pick the text. So making a new higher low here, higher low, you can see. So a low, a higher low, higher low, higher low. So at the top, what are we seeing? Here is a high. Sorry. So we have a high here, a high here, high here. Here is what? It's higher than this previous high. So it's a higher high. Okay, let's consider here also as a higher high here, because it's higher than this. Or let's just go here, higher high. Before any pullback, you can see that there is a higher high, higher high. It's higher than this one. This one is higher than this one. This one is higher than the previous one. So what are we expecting now? We are expecting a high, another high here, higher than this one. So I'm seeing something here right now. So here the third touch of this one also have broken, like the first one did, like the support did. You understand what I'm saying? So after the break, what can we see? This is a retest demand zone. That's a confirmation for us, and we trade break and retest. So you can see that this is a clear break and retest for us, breaks the resistance trend line. So there is no more resistance for the buyers, and it has retest. The retest means it's going to make a higher high, a new high to say. So after this retest, this is a clean entry. And not only that, you can see this candlestick confirmation. So the combination of the western pattern, the western pattern, and the eastern pattern, the chart pattern, it will bring us more close to our goals in this trading. So you can see, so this confirmation of this candle, you can see this candle here. So this candle might form a kind of like a tweezer bottom, so riding to the top. So this candle is going to be very bullish. It's going to be bullish. It's going to be bullish. Let's see. It's going to be bullish. So after this long rejection, it means there are buyers here. So what we are going to do, we are going to buy. So you'll be asking, I delete some lines, so I would love to show you why I delete 2 lines here. So on the inner trend line, we still have here 0.2 here now as our counter trend line. After trend line, no, this is now our inner trend line. So here now will be the counter trend line. You can see here also have broken. So here now will be our 0.2. So after this 0.2 and this retest, we are riding to a new high. So I want to determine the new high. And how can I determine the new high? If I want to determine the new high, how I always determine the new high is I'll draw another resistance zone. You can see immediately. Let me show you. Let me drag this close and show it to you. So every 0.3 of my trend line breaks. This one 0.1, this one 0.1, at the resistance 0.2, at the resistance. So I'm waiting for a 0.3 and a break. So what are we going to do? A long. After this retest, note we are on the daily. We'll come back here. So this is what we are expecting. After this retest, we'll break here. We'll break this zone right here, this supply zone. After I break this supply zone, we'll retest, then we'll continue our move. So I want to show it to you, and I'll be entering this trade right away. I'm not going to wait. So after this push, you can see that there's a retest on this break. Anywhere it can come, so I don't know, it will still retest. Bam. So we are expecting this on the GBP. GJ, this is what we are expecting right now. Wow. So GJ, this is what we are expecting right now. Right. So this is what I'm expecting from GJ. On the 4 hour, let's go to the 4 hour. So even on the 4 hour, everything's still bullish, and as said. So you can see after this rejection, after this zone here, I'm waiting for a new buy to this side. So we are going on this trade right away. So this is all I'm here to show you in this video. You can enter with me if you have anything to risk there. So remember, the chart doesn't move the market, it is money that moves the market. So but for now, this is my views.